Best of 5, right?
Yeah, best of 5. I have no idea if they know each other's decks, what the format is, how they chose them. You know as much as me, seriously. I'm not memeing you.
Yeah,
I haven't got a clue.
Like, personally, I'm not like a very experienced memer, so I'm not sure if I made Twitch chat pleased with my decks. Maybe some of them was like a bit too real. I don't know.
I think it was good fun. You're a 3-star master. I think you earned yourself a 5-star memer there, winning that meme off.
I try my best to build memes that had the most likelihood of succeeding. So we didn't end up there just like... That deck also should run like the Wind Speaker, I think. So it didn't play that. So it couldn't like deal extreme damage. But anyways, from Frodan and TJ, I'm expecting like the real deal when it comes to memes, for sure.
Okay.
At least else I would be disappointed.
Frodan just seems to be playing old school, big hunter. A big hunter, big warrior. And
like
TJ is
warrior.
playing...
It's an even warrior, right?
Oh. Why would you do that?
And this is a surrender to madness priest.
Okay, so do you know anything at all about this? If you don't, this is fine.
Well, I have no clue. Huh.
So obviously the point of the odd warrior is you get so much armor from 1 mana hero power, right?
Yeah, that's what I assume is up with it. I think it looks like Frodan is running some big version of Even Warrior, right? With the Vow Cleaver and stuff. But TJ just went straight for it. Coin surrender to madness.
So everything seems to cost 1.
But they're big, very big now. Oh yeah, that's how big is that?
It's big.
4-3 glacial chart.
Yeah. It's like Keleseth, but better.
But better?
Are you agreeing with these plays so far, by the way? Are they playing to your 3-star master's satisfaction?
I don't think that either player had a lot of options so far this game. Frodan has been like pretty stuck, and I don't think he wants to play the Brigand on before he knows what TJ is doing with his deck. I assume this is closed deck list, right?
I'm assuming so too. I literally know nothing, but I would imagine they're closed deck lists. And honestly, from historic sort of meetings of dumbness, TJ on Talkstone always has like, or used to have, would you buy this deck? And it was always like some awful deck. So he has a whole array of awful decks collected already.
Yeah, I expect some really cool decks from these guys. I know that they both are very very confident in their memes.
Your job here is definitely to make sure that you pick up on every little mistake they make. This is your chance for revenge for 25 tour stops worth of people getting your plays wrong. And you can pick on me as well. I mean,
to be honest, sometimes they get my plays right. Or I mean, that I do mistakes that they actually point out.
You don't make mistakes. That's what I always say. If you make mistakes, and I've made mistakes, saying they're right.
Everyone makes mistakes. That's just part of the game. But anyways, so here we see that Frodan has gathered your party. Ooh. Okay. This can juice up a fair bit. Also nice for Frodan to draw the again before he recruits, right?
This TJ guy, by the way, sorry, just always draws Keleseth.
Oh yes, he has Keleseth too.
So return to the ridiculousness on Frodan's side, the silliness here.
So I assume that TJ's deck is 2 Surrender to Madness and then all the one-rips in the game.
Yeah, that's how it looks, right? And he's drawn the good stuff. This Angry Chicken's going to be scary, by the way.
The Angry Chicken?
It's going to be like a 4/4 Enrage. Well, that's not a keyword anymore, but you know, same thing.
So, have you ever seen an enraged Angry Chicken?
No, I've seen people try, but I've never seen it work. I've seen it occasionally from other cards, but never directly.
Had you seen an 8/8 young Dragonhawk?
I haven't. I've seen a 9/8. I think he was in the end somehow.
Oh, it was 9/8. Yeah,
you buffed it. Yeah, with Timberwolf. Yeah, that was flying in for a lot of damage, and you even killed the minion as well, just to kill everything.
That was by far the deck I was the most happy about bringing. I felt like the Shirvala Paladin maybe had like a bit too powerful cards, so like equality clears and stuff. So maybe that's like a bit unfair.
But the Dragonhawk you just felt was like...
Yeah, the Dragonhawk I was really happy about. I was real proud of that.
So Frodan's even recruit warrior. For some reason, killing an angry chicken. Pulls the Lich King, and yeah, TJ can't seem to stomach that. Frodan's looking pretty confident right now.
Yeah, anti-magic. I mean, anti-magic isn't that good, right? Because he only runs big stuff, so can't really take too much advantage of that.
TJ is the one who needs that right now.
Oh, because what TJ probably runs in this deck that we haven't talked so much about is that the new legendary for priest, or the Loa for priest, rather. What's it called again? Bum Samdi.
I don't know many names of cards that aren't played.
So basically, what that card does is that it draws 1-drops till your hand is full. And from what we've seen so far, TJ only runs 1-drop in his deck.
That's a good point. So he can pull that.
If he draws that, that would be very huge for him. But,
here's Rot Face, which when I say it, Twitch chat tend to respond with a certain emote. I can't say the letter R.
Oh, okay.
What face? Surrenders Madness number 2, why not? Get that extra buff in.
Yeah. It seems like TJ is going to struggle a bit here, though, because the Vocleaver is getting a lot of value. And TJ, as you can see, has 0 cards. Also, 5 less mana than Frodan. So he will need a really good draw to come back in this, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that the 5 mana, I think he'll be able to play most of his deck at this point for 5 mana, but he's going to die very soon. Oh, wow.
TJ doesn't seem happy at all. And Frodan, yeah, I think they both know where this game is going now.
It's hard to tell if TJ's happy or not. Oh, Frodan sending out the BM.
In there with the BM, yeah.
That's the sort of BM that can get a man fired.
I can imagine.
Speak your piece.
Yeah.
TJ just looks smug every time he does something big, but
so do you think Frodan will manage to spot this lethal? Oh, it looks like he's going for
he's a caster after all.
A slower player. Oh, he activated the Volcano. Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
Frodan with the activate Volcano BM right there. And he also manages to trade into the... Oh, he didn't do that, actually. Yeah, he did.
He does spot the lethal. Good call there from you. You saw it before him.
Yeah, I did. Probably. He also summoned Calamos to join the party there in the end. Just why not?
And so, Frodan takes a 1-0 lead. Were you impressed by this play?
Impressed by Frodan's play? Yeah, it was a pretty good play. He had like a pretty good brew there with Even Warrior. I think that TJ's deck maybe I mean, have had way more time to brew these decks up.
You're saying that casters meme a lot? Is that what you're saying? Well, you're right. Especially TJ.
Especially TJ? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what this deck is, but it looks good. Some sort of combination of Ike Shaman.
It looks like...
TJ, what are you doing? So TJ's obviously looking to cycle through to something. It's our job to work out the something.
Yeah, so I have really no clue what's going on here so far. Frodan has 2 corridor creepers in hand, so I guess he wants to start developing into the board to make those cheaper.
Presumably evolve of some sort.
Oh, is it about to happen? The Grawl the Shark only spells into the darkness.
Let's find out.
He has the shark. He has only spells and weapons so far.
Yeah, and he's looking a bit serious for TJ as well. He never looks serious.
You saw the thing he did with the eye there? I think I know what's up.
You know what's up?
Yeah. And I don't think Frodan is ready for it.
Yeah, TJ looks incredibly happy right now.
Yeah.
Unstable Evolution, yes, it's an evolved deck of some sort on this side.
Oh, evolved deck, yeah.
Just get everything cheap.
So he wants to get the corridor creeper cheap, but if this Growler Shark does what I think it does, it's looking pretty bad for him.
We're gonna find out, I think. TJ with a nod and a look across.
And with that, TJ actually has set up lethal for next turn. So Frodan has to deal with it somehow.
Unstable evolution to taunt as much as you can get.
So maybe you can get like unstable evolution into Radiant Elemental. Maybe?
Yeah, that'd be good. And then just keep going.
You can also go for the Elemental card into Glacial Shard or Tar Creeper. Actually, I think only Tar Creeper, Glacial Shard is the one that actually does it. So you can maybe do that first, and then go for the unstable evolution play after that.
Oh, that's not enough, Frodan.
Yeah, I mean, Frodan doesn't know that TJ has the burn together with Grawl, so you could like choose to take it a bit slower here. I think we should have played this card before we traded in case we got Glacial there. We
Yeah,
could
it's
have
good
like
Glacial.
or also it's good if we go for the evolve play because if we get Radiant, we want a lot of minions to. But what's that card?
Don't even know.
Stolen.
Is that like one of the new basic cards that was added? In which case I won't have a clue what it is, I've got to admit.
I have no clue either.
Turn 6 kill for TJ's aggro rogue. 1 minion rogue.
One minion rogue. And he managed to draw the Grawl first before darkness. Before the darkness, which is a play I definitely approve. Yeah, it was the right line there.
How do you proceed if you draw the darkness first? Do you just cry?
Well, there's a bottom right, and then a concede.
It's actually in contention for Tomor to win, but yeah, he was getting up there.
I also imagine that Frodan wouldn't bring the most serious lineup probably, so he had like probably a disadvantage because of that.
When Frodan competes, because he went to a couple of seat stories as well, he cares. Like he's super competitive. He plays Smash competitively as well. When Frodan wants to do something, Frodan does it. That's why he casts like he does, in fairness. But today, maybe not so much.
Yeah, and here we're going into another game. We see that TJ is representing the Quest Druid this time around. And Frodan on the Shaman again. And we see that he has more of a Dragon Shell this time around. We had a Dragon Shell last game also, we just didn't know. Ooh. So there, yeah. Frodan sees only one line there.
As many legendaries as you can fill your boots with.
Can't really criticize that play at all. Yeah.
You're definitely not finding enough mistakes that they're making, to be fair, apart from maybe bringing these decks to this important event.
It's a show match of the century, right? TJ versus Frodan. Yeah, I don't know if these guys have ever played it against each other, but I imagine that it's very much on the line for them, like a lot of pride.
Don't have any stats saying they played on camera. They possibly have. I know a lot of people want casters to play more on stream so they can laugh at us even more than usual. Maybe I'll have a go sometime.
I will be your doom. Ready?
Hush, Drake.
Okay. Have you played Quest Druid before, Lorena?
Not for a while, but I mean, I know how it normally works. This doesn't seem that normal.
Yeah, I assume that you run the 4-mana 5/1 Death Rattle, summon another 5/1.
Yeah, that's the one.
And by doing that, you gain 2 to your quest.
And you occupy the board for a little while in case your opponent does all this.
But I can't say I've played a lot of Quest Druid myself either. At least this expansion, so I'm not sure if it's... Oh!
Yeah, I haven't played it in this expansion.
Yeah.
Oh my.
This is not something... I'm not sure if I would have evolved this. I would have probably went for the Witch Doctor here and gotten like a Lava Burst or something. That seems more fun.
Yeah, and try and get 2 medium minions as well.
Okay.
Frodan's just going... Ysera! What do you know, Hunter Ace? Frodan knows he's going to get Ysera.
I mean, there was a lot of good ones. He could have gotten Alexstrasza, Ysera. Also, there was Malygos, right? Which would have been better than the Velen, for sure. And also Lich King on 8 would have been super good. So I see why he does it. It's just, there was some potential there that we could have used with the Velen.
But this druid has 2 quests. It has the actual quest, and it has the quest to get to 10 mana really quickly, which is the normal druid quest that people play.
Oi!
Stormbringer, in case your first one goes wrong, seems like it's a bit too exciting.
Yeah, I mean, like this other spell can also be pretty nice because it can make your Stormbringer cheaper. Or not really. It's just essentially a prep that discovers it.
Yeah.
It's actually just essentially a 0 mana discover spell, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Getting the minions from his server, so he's going to have more things to put into that Stormbringer when he gets there.
I think Frodan is pretty happy about this one Stormbringer. I think he's gonna. He feel like he's gonna seal the deal alone, right?
TJ playing Charged Devil Swords. So this is that deck that ends up hitting you with lots of Charged Devil Swords, I think. I can't remember exactly how it works, but it exists.
So it's pretty interesting for Frodan here. He has a lot of decisions to make. His hand is full, I believe.
Yeah, these are the situations where you can definitely see what you fancy to actually play properly.
Yeah, I mean, in these situations, you have to like try to like address the situation, what you need to do and stuff. But at the same time, it's super hard to address every situation because you only have 75 seconds on the turn, right?
Yeah.
So it's impossible to know for sure what's the correct play. But you can do your best to try to figure it out. And this seems like a very reasonable way to use all your mana and keep developing the board.
That's something I think people don't realise about, you know, the top players, the pro players. I see you guys go backstage after a game and talk about a play for 20 minutes. Like, even after the game is over, it's like, what should I have done? And you talk about some plays for so long.
Yeah, that's very accurate. At least most of the pro players, myself included, are very interested in learning like what they can do better and what they did wrong. Because Hearthstone is a game that is super. It's like impossible to reach the skill cap, right? There's always things you can do better because there's a lot of variance involved and there's a lot of different options. You don't have a lot of time, so you have to like. You get into all these new situations all the time because of all the randomness that happens, and yeah, it just leads to a lot of interesting spots. And like myself, can like learn from so many of the games I play, and I still learn a lot from playing.
Yeah, and I've seen you walk away having won, shaking your head, saying, "Oh, I misplayed," and then go and discuss why you misplayed, even in games that you win. But I assume you learn more from the games that you lose.
Oh yeah, I'm very self-critical, and I try my best to learn from my mistakes. And I really dislike like doing clear mistakes because I know that could have costed me. And even if I win and I do a mistake, it's like it doesn't feel as good, right? Because it's like a potential of, yeah, I want to play as close to perfect as possible and as the best I can play. So I use a lot of time to try to perfect that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the other pros, I mean, you help each other sort of after events as well, or during events if you're out or whatever. Other players sort of discuss it with each other. It's not like you will keep secrets from each other, except, you know, you line up secrets, obviously, but...
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's like, after the games and stuff, there's no secret information. Like, everyone saw the game and stuff, so we're all very interested in learning what was actually correct to do there. And in Hearthstone, there is, like, every game lives its own life, right? So... it will come up new situations all the time. Anyways, back
talking
to
about new situations, yeah, both players have a Nisira. Neither of them started with a Nisira. And so much nonsense is occurring now. So Frodan's obviously trying to set up this Stormbringer. That's what he's been doing since he got into it.
I'm not sure anymore. Like, Frodan has free Nightmare something.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, that deals a total of 15 damage.
It does indeed. TJ's completed the quest.
And if I look at this correctly, Frodan has how much on board? 11 damage on board, and TJ has 26 health. So what do you make out of that, Lorinda?
Very close to lethal. Somewhere around lethal. I'll leave it to the pros to add it up. Will Frodan see it though? You're praying for one of these guys to miss lethal, right?
I think Frodan has seen it. I just feel like he's trying to have a bit of fun here, seeing all the random effects go up.
Yeah, I'm trying to be mean to Frodan, but you're calling it correctly. Obviously, Frodan can count to 26.
Doing in the
going to unstable evolution first.
He would have seen if he got a Radiant or something. That would have been pretty fun.
That would have been amusing.
Dark path is my destiny.
Max BMR from Frodan. I'm not sure how much TJ appreciates that. He seems pretty...
Yeah, he's pretending not to care at this point. But yeah.
It probably hurts deep inside for him. So now we know that Frodan is 2-1 up. Have you seen his last deck now?
No, I don't even remember what class it is. I've been playing that.
No, I was wrong. He went for a Druid. I was right initially.
TJ will never let you forget that.
I mean, I said that...
What are these cards?
I predicted him to play... Yeah, what are these? So we see a Druid hand there with 2 cards that are historically very good to have in your opening hand.
Yeah, I mean, having a curve helps as well. Oh, you mean the Druids? Okay, historically, back when they didn't cost 3 and 6.
Yeah.
Everything cost 3 and 6 when I was a boy. I'll explain that one later to our non-British viewers.
It really doesn't feel as good to coin Wildgrowth on 1 or on 2. I mean, or Hero Power. But he probably has the Hero Power because he really wants the coin for Ultimate Devastation potentially later, which could be a very important thing.
Yeah, when we work out what he's actually trying to do with his deck, we'll know a lot more about it. I think he's just trying to OTK in some way.
Yeah, I assume that. Like, your entire deck costing 0 mana can... or is it's 0 mana, right?
I think it's 0, yeah.
I think it's 0. It's not 1. I think there's another card that does 1, but yeah, your entire deck costing 0 mana for sure can lead to some crazy combos. Ooh, did we mention that Frodan run this Hex Lord?
Honestly, I'm looking at the cards. I don't know what any of them are.
You don't know what any of them are?
It's not my job to know what Hearthstone cards do. That's your job.
Yeah, right. I won't lie. I don't use a lot of time playing these cards, but I know most of them at least, like the names and stuff. I think it's Hex Lord, Malacross, and yeah, Grifta right there that Frodan's looking at. And what the cards does is that Grifta is a card that discovers 2 cards and randomly chooses if your opponent or you get... it gives 1 card to you and 1 card to your opponent, and you have to choose 2 cards, and it randomly gives the card. So you have no control over it, basically.
So the only time that's a useful card in a deck, that's a cheating card.
Is there one thing I know about this? Or this? Is there one thing I know about Mage? Is that Frostless Jaina is definitely something you want to have.
Yeah, definitely on curve.
I didn't practice enough Mage before this tournament to be able to do it myself, unfortunately.
Yeah, you weren't drawing your Jaina at all. I was starting to wonder like if it was in your deck at one point.
Yeah, I actually didn't extra check that. Might have not been. Anyways, this is looking a really good position for Frodan though. He has the wait, what's the card called? Astromancer.
Nice.
And I believe 8 cards in hand, so...
that's going to make an 8/8, or an 8 mana minion, which is often 8/8. That's an 8/8.
Also an 8/8.
Yeah.
And if this Astromancer manages to summon like a Lich King next turn, then TJ is looking in real trouble, if he's not looking in trouble already.
Yeah, you've heard of Big Spell Mage, but this is just Big Meme Mage, full of minions and nothing else by the look of it.
This is like literally Big Mage.
Yeah. And we were saying there's lots of memes you can do with Mage. I didn't expect them to have no spells. That's pretty meme-like.
Okay. TJ with a pretty good top deck there. Managed to pick up a second swipe, which made him able to clean up the Giant. But at the same time, Frodan is coming in with the Astromancer next turn, and Astromancer is potentially an 8/8, as we were talking about. And
here it comes.
It doesn't look easy for TJ to come back from this.
I feel that the power level of that's the worst card he could get.
Wait, what does that do?
There's no spells in his deck, I don't think. Apart from the Book of Spectres, oh my goodness. That's the only spell in his deck, I think.
We have a Toki Time Tinker in Frodan's deck. I mean, like, we got to see the Toki. At least we didn't mill the Toki. That's nice. But
Yeah.
we also see at the same time that TJ's hand is really not lining up, and he's getting all his combo pieces now before he's getting his quest completion done.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have ultimate devastation either, so
The card that you need.
not looking too good for him. Also, as you can see here, TJ actually trading into the 5-5 instead of the 4-7. He probably figured out at this point that the only spell Frodan ran was the Book of Spectres, due to him only seeing minions so far, and Frodan running Book of Spectres in the first place.
Yep.
So, yeah, he did that.
Nice work there from TJ. Nice identification of the situation.
Ogre. Yeah, I actually never played Toki Time Tinker since the last rotation, I think. So I haven't gotten all of the... like back in the day, I remember getting like Ragnaros, Sylvanas. Now I imagine the pool is way bigger.
Yeah, we need to work out exactly. It's something that people, I assume, like people like you, keep an eye on Reddit and various places just to see what the stats are on those things. And someone says the stats are bad, and then you just forget about it. Or do you sit there and work it all out yourself?
Like from the beginning, I never really thought Toki would be a very competitive card, so I haven't really looked too much into it. But it's for sure something to look at when tournaments become very like tournament lineups become very greedy, and you want to outgreed your opponent. But the thing with the meta these days is that most of the decks have very good win conditions, so it's pretty hard for the meta to become very greedy, because at that point people will probably end up playing anti-control decks, which are super efficient at dealing with control.
What do you think of this play?
It's a very clever usage of Leroy here to get an additional plague from TJ. I'm not sure if it's helping him too much, because he's still far away from his quest, and yeah, his minions in the hand doesn't do too much. You can play 1 by 1 basically, and yeah, it doesn't feel too good for him.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of good choices available, I don't think, so staying alive any way he can, but look at the hand.
I'm not sure if I respect this play from Frodan right there. Normally on turn 9, when you have Jaina,
That's a good point.
you probably should respect her wishes and play her out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jane is a good card to play on turn 9.
Yeah,
but honestly, I
normally
tend to
that.
agree with everything the player does, so Frodan's probably right. That's how I cast.
Yeah, I mean that's a very, very smart way of casting. I can see why you
People
do that.
love it. People love it when you just say the player's right all the time. They think that's the best thing.
Well, the player is right all the time. From what I knew, the chat was always right, or is always right.
Yeah, the chat is right a large percentage of the time,
Yeah,
especially when they're counting mana in particular.
especially when they're counting mana. Yeah. So, yeah, you can't go over 10 mana in Hearthstone. Oh, you're looking at the chat.
It's a good point. Yeah, Frozen Boy 66 has got it absolutely on the nose there. He understands what it's at.
Yeah, okay, here we see Frodan out with the Jaina, taking advantage of the elementals he has on board here, and gaining a lot of life.
Yeah, and Frodan dragging it out just a little bit here.
Yeah, it seems like Frodan wants to take this as late as possible, and is really like trying to get the most value out of every one of his cards. If TJ wants to here, he can complete the quest, but it's with very high expense, because he has already used a lot of his combo pieces, and we have to use another one here.
This deck doesn't seem to come together at all for TJ over these games.
No.
I love the way that Frodan's trying to work out the memeiest way to finish this off.
I really want to see the Grifta play, because you never know what's going to happen, right? It could be that Frodan only gets like options that would be incredible to get for TJ, and is forced to pick one of them. And yeah, it would be interesting to see. I've actually never seen the card in play before, so
yeah, it'd be nice to see it work one way or the other. I think the card, the Grifter, has a place in a very specific meta where You take two cards that are roughly the same, and it's going to help you and never help your opponent. You can't pick two different cards. You've got to, unless you're trying to get lucky. You've got to pick two cards that are the same, and so you know that it. Say you're an aggro deck and you're against a control deck, you pick an aggro card. And if you're a control deck, you pick two control cards. It doesn't help the aggro deck, but it helps you. That's all I've got.
I won't lie though. Sitting from a caster position right now, just focusing about talking and like keeping everything interesting all the time, it's super hard to like pay attention to all that's happening in Frodan's hand and what's going on there and seeing the optimal lines. Because he has a lot of options and I don't know. There's a lot of different lines there that he gets rewarded by from different hands of his opponent, and it's super hard for him to choose what line is the best.
Yeah, especially when you go through his mind. Obviously, Frodan wants to win. Frodan definitely wants to win, and TJ probably does too. They're both pretty competitive, but Frodan also probably wants people to see what TJ's deck does, because we haven't really seen anything other than a fairly mediocre-looking Quest Druid. That's not TJ's way. There will be something really silly to do with naught mana Devil Swords and hitting everything a lot.
Well, now his deck is all zero cost minions, and he's drawing for something.
Oh! Whoa!
Well, that is a minion.
That is a minion, and it's exactly what he needs right now. I'm not sure what he does afterwards, but we'll find out.
I think he's going to play it. Like, he has the option of playing it here and potentially drawing an Ultimate Infestation next turn, and that would be like a total board spring, but I guess that he already kind of has the board there, so it's fine. It's a very big top deck for Frodan here. If he wants to, at least, he can play the Voodoo Doll and deal with the Barnabas, but instead he chooses to get some more legendaries and water elementals going, which is totally reasonable.
Yeah, Illidan.
Illidan, yeah.
Not going to be much use because there's not much board space available.
Yeah, Illidan is like one of the classic legendaries that I've seen like the least play, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it should be quite good as well, but it just isn't. Yeah, here we go.
Oh. So now we can go. Okay. So this is like a combo thing he can do. He can go charge Devil Sword, and then cube it, and then Deathwing to charge Face. But as far as I know, he can't like get a OTK combo at least now. So he will have to work a bit to.
Yeah, we can see there's no OTK in there. He's got the face.
What he also could do though, he could go face with the Barnabas, cube the Barnabas, and then faceless manipulator Barnabas, and then Deathwing to summon a full board of 8/8 and Deathwings. Not a full board, 5 minions. I mean, which is like, I don't know how Frodan comes back from that.
Yeah, and TJ's gonna do it.
It looks like he's going for it. And yeah, like Frodan doesn't have anything against this.
Frodan didn't know what was coming either. They obviously haven't told each other what was happening here, so...
Frodan gets super punished for not dealing with the Barnabas.
Well, he has no spells, so he's in real trouble. TJ is so pleased right now. Yeah, he didn't see the cube in the first game at all. I mentioned there might be a cube in there, but I didn't expect
I didn't think
well.
about that either. But yeah, of course there's a cube in there. That makes like so much sense. And yeah, Frodan could have dealt with the Barnabas there, but he decided to go for the Syndragosa, and I don't know how he come back now. I think he's just dead.
It's just like the world's most terrifying Dr. Boom. Just a 12/12 with 4 8/8 minions next to it. It's a little bit more scary.
A little bit, yeah. Well, he's alive.
He's alive and he can freeze some things. Is he still alive after this next draw, though? Wasn't it Devil Sword?
He's still alive. So the question for TJ is that if you want to use this cube, the cube can potentially protect him against a double Dragon's Fury play.
Yep.
Which could be. Wait, no. You know, like we know it's not in his deck.
Yeah, we're pretty sure.
We've established that
it would do 2 if it was.
Yeah, and he also drew both Book of Spectres, so like, yeah, there's no risk there. So he'll probably hold on to the cube because there's nothing to play around. And he's doing this trade because he's afraid of potential lethal outs Frodan. Now that the minion is freezed, also the cube makes way more sense.
Yep.
Since the minion couldn't attack next turn anyways. Oi!
Just kills one of them. He might have to play the Grifter and just try and find something. Turns out Naught Mana Deathwings are kind of good.
Yeah, this is elemental, right? So this will heal Frodan, right? The Blaze Caller.
Yeah, TJ's got to try and do 30. In one turn.
Okay.
Frodan's just going to be on 30 for the rest of the game.
This was the best draw for TJ right here. Also, we see that the interaction together with Jaina, the budget Dustbreaker in Arcanosaur, actually heals for each damage it does, right? So it was basically almost a Reno Jackson right there.
Reno Jackson. My favorite card of all time.
This is looking super bad for Frodan. Like now, TJ gets to do exactly what he wants, which is get everything to be 0 mana. But at the same time, I feel like he's played like all the minions that it maybe runs in the deck, right? He's played 2 Charge Devilsaur, he's played Facelesses, he's played Cubes, he's played the Leroy.
And Frodan just has a handful of very big minions.
Yeah.
So.
But he managed to seal the deal with the Cube play on the Barnabas, together with the Deathwing. That was a very good line for him to spot.
Time for the Grifter. We want to see it, Frodan. Show us the Grifter. Nothing else seems like it's ever going to work. Because we want to see this card. Nope, nope, nope.
I mean, that's a very flashy card.
Pocket Galaxy would have been quite good about 10 turns ago for this deck.
Yeah, and this deck is like a minion only deck also, right? So that's like maybe a card that actually Frodan runs in the deck, for all we know.
It would have been a good pick actually, because TJ's minions would have gone up in cost if he got it, and Frodan's would have gone down in cost if he got it.
Yeah, doesn't really matter though, since he is very, very dead on board anyway.
Gonna go to 2 games all. We'd expect nothing less from these 2 experienced players.
TJ seems super excited now. I think he's feeling himself going into match 5 now. He is he has his Surrender Priest draft, right?
1-drop Priest.
1-drop Priest versus only Minion Mage.
Why don't you guys do this more?
Do what?
Like scream at the camera, come on! I mean, I go seriously and focus and shut out the crowd, and then you got 2-0 up and you're like, look at me. But yeah, Toronto was one of the very first ones of the year, wasn't it? It was like the 3rd tour stop or something.
It was one of the first ones, yeah. It was like the second one. Oh, no.
It might have been the first actual LAN event.
I think it was the second one. I went to Germany before that. I think that was the first
but you
one.
qualified, yeah, sure.
Yes.
I forgot you qualified for that. You came second in both those 2 events, right? Because that doesn't help the nerves when you keep coming second for the... I mean, it sounds great. Everyone's like, why can't I come second in all these tour stops? But you start... Despite the fact we joke about it because we knew you'd win one in the end, you don't know that. Wow.
EJ has gotten the Surrender to Madness again. So that means that his deck gets going pretty good.
Get that Keleseth, get that hand refill, and off you go.
So, TJ, why do you think that it is that TJ doesn't play any of these minions before? Because we see both of the games now, TJ not playing the minions in his hand.
I guess. I mean, if you play the Surrender to Madness early.
Because to be honest, I have no clue why.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the quicker you play the Surrender to Madness, the fewer mana crystals you waste, and the quicker you get back on with it.
Yeah, but it's also like doesn't he want to the Surrender to Madness doesn't buff the minions in his hand, right?
Yeah.
And doesn't he want to like try to get on the board before he goes into turn 3 when he loses all the initiative with
that makes sense.
The Surrender to Madness, and also with the Surrender to Madness, he starts on 1 mana again, and he doesn't have time to play all the minions.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He doesn't draw a minion either, he just draws another sketch.
But I imagine, like, because TJ is doing this, right? So I imagine there's like a very good reason for it, but I don't know the entire deck, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe there's some way of buffing these things that we haven't seen.
It seems a bit strange to me, at least.
Perhaps there's something that works with the hand to buff them if you get it early. Because TJ is actually a very good Hearthstone player.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I know that both TJ and Frodan have been like super high legend players. Even when they casted and before they casted. So.
Yeah, TJ one season just to prove he could do it. I think finished 25th about a year ago.
That's a good draw for Frodan. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just...
I'm not sure... Frodan looks like going for... He's testing out how Coin Giant works.
No, he's testing out how ridiculous Astromouse is. Can you get bigger than 2 8/8s with this? No. Disappointed.
Yeah, there's not actually... It was 8-drop, right? I mean, I think there's a lot of... like, not that good 8-drops these days. Because there's a lot of 8-drops with, like, very big effects. Which means that they're most likely lower statted.
I'd like TJ to pick up whatever it is that helps all these ones. I just get a feeling there's a card or two that we haven't seen.
TJ's biggest issue is that he's at 1 mana. And
Frodan's enjoying his moment.
Frodan is still playing bigger minions than him, so...
TJ deep in thought as to which minion to play here. Guru Bashi Chicken, that'll sort it all out.
Yeah, this is clearly a flex play from TJ right there. Showing who's the boss of the arena.
And TJ couldn't heal last turn either, which would have helped a bit because he had 1 mana.
Spots the lethal again, exact lethal, and takes the series and the game.
Bit of fun there, but also some friendly rivalry in Frodan taking that 3 games to 2. Puts up much more of a fight than Ping Ping Ho did against you, but that's because he'd seen his decks in advance.
Oh, and we see that Frodan is carrying TJ out of the stage.
So good to see they're still friends, whatever's going on there.
Very successfully.
Yeah, they can still be friendly afterwards, after that, you know, BMing